Oh, you know what you're gonna do, Don.
You said rotate my phone.
No, you're fine.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Look, see right here.
All right. Don has decided to not be with us today. He's in Sheboygan, Michigan. I'm just kidding. Guys, give us a second. We get the technical part of things rocking and rolling, okay? So, technology scares us sometimes, just so you know.
How come it's not doing anything?
I don't know.
I gotta start all over.
Yeah, I'm watching you turn the camera down on my feed. Just so you know. There you go. Is it that time?
Yep. It looks like that all the time. Does it look like the camera?
Oh, it's good. We're good. All right. I'm Scott.
I'm Don.
And we're talking real estate. That was a crazy opening, but we're going to go through it anyway. We have a great show for you folks. It is a lot cooler in here. They must have paid the air conditioning bill.
I turned the air down.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
That's what you have to do is turn the air down. You go to the thermostat, you hit down arrow, and it'll go down. I don't know if you know that.
I don't. Like, I'm not a handy guy. As you all know, I am not a handy guy. So we're just kind of starting to get things going here. Don, give us the rundown. What's going to happen today?
So we had our market update, of course. We have our topic number 1, which is pros and cons of a homeowner association. We have our city spotlight, which is somewhere in the city of Detroit, a nice neighborhood that's really got a lot happening. It's a pretty hot market there. Guest interview. We have a special guest today.
Special guest. I got to tell you a funny thing. We gave a little behind the scenes earlier today, and my good friend Jimmy Lauer thought our special guest was in the crapper. That's not true. She was just behind the door, Jim. That's all. She was just behind the door. So no worries on that. So our special guest, we will not tell you who she is until she arrives. So, but you got us for the next 15, 20 minutes. So now let's talk intro as far as...
I didn't finish.
What? You didn't finish?
We had guest interview, the fan of the show.
Fan of the show? We still do that?
Topic number 2 is lakes. Something about lakes.
Something about lakes. That's my rule, folks. Don gives me, something about lakes. That's what we get. That's all we get.
Swimming.
No, how to buy a lake home. How to buy a lake home.
That's it. Okay, there you go.
And as always, folks, we're going to have stories from the road. I think we have 2. I got a pretty funny one, and our star guest has a funny one too. So Don, someday you'll come up with a funny one. We don't know when that will be.
Am I funny? Sometimes I am.
You try to. Your mom thinks you're very funny. Yes, that's true. That's very true. So let's talk market update, Don. What do you got on the real estate side?
So for our company, for Century 21 Kern and Oberski, we have currently 309 active listings.
Okay.
There's 300 houses out there right now at this point to be sold. Total pending, meaning that sellers have accepted contracts or purchasers have purchased homes and it's going through the process of being closed, going through the mortgage process and being closed.
Yeah.
1,119. 1,119 pending transactions.
So think about that, folks. Our company alone has 1,100 pending transactions. 1,100. That's a lot.
With about 200 agents or less. I think it's a little less than that. That's a pretty good
That's
ratio.
a good number. That's a good number.
So
yep.
we're a company that we work with some really good agents that really work pretty hard. So besides us.
Yeah. So let me give a couple quick shout outs, Don. So my good friend Robert Gregory, who we're helping get out of flood insurance, is in the house today. Jim McIntyre is checking in from Canada. Abby Lauer and Jimmy Lauer and all the Lauer Wickowitz family will be in the house. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Hey, Eric Sloan. How you doing, Eric?
Is that fan of the show, Eric Sloan?
Yes, he was one
That
day.
guy, man. Holy smoke. What a guy. What a guy.
Eric's a good man.
So on the other side of the market update, Don, I'm going to kind of kick it around with mortgages. Okay. So folks, I talked to a couple mortgage lenders today, and the dire situation that they were talking about during COVID is starting to really loosen up. So let me give you a couple of things. One, the FHA bottom score is about 640. It used to be 660. It's about 640 now. It'll be, in different circumstances, it might be even a little bit lower. Okay. So conventional, to get your best rate, 740 and up is kind of your good spot. And then the bottom end of conventional is 680. So those are good things to hear the market getting better there. Now, the biggest thing that lenders share with me, two things. One, the rates bottomed out kind of last week, most of last week, and they're inching up a little bit, but not too much. So you're still 3.25, 3.5 is where you're at. But the biggest thing is they had some, they call them overlays, but let's just say extra conditions for you to get a loan. Okay, and one of them was to have 3 months worth of reserves for your mortgage in the bank, and that has, as of today, disappeared. That is no longer a thing.
So what do they need? Just 1 month?
No, just regular, just nothing.
Regular.
Just you need enough to close, right? So it looks like the things are starting to really loosen up. They have been. The market's been on fire, right?
Yep.
But even the mortgage companies kind of going, okay, I think we're going to get back to normal a little bit. So that's good stuff.
So they feel good about the economy and what the direction things are going in.
I even saw yesterday. I saw spending, like consumer spending, was up 17% in May
From
last May.
From year over year?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So that means that, I mean, like we told you guys, we've been telling you this, the positive energy for a long time over the last few months. It definitely is moving back in the normalcy direction. I mean, you can just get a haircut Monday, right? Did you get a haircut?
No, I call on Monday, and the earliest the guy could get me in is next Wednesday.
So, okay, let me
I'm
hold
looking
on.
forward to next Wednesday. I can't wait to get my hair cut.
So you guys know Don's an efficient guy, right? He's a very, very, tie the shoelace tight guy, right? But the fact that you thought you could call on Monday and get your hair cut, it's beyond me. I mean, I don't have enough hair to cut, so I don't have to worry about it.
So now let me tell you the story. So I went there on Monday at 7:02. I thought they would be open. This guy just opened up. He wanted to open up during the COVID. It's right near my house, and he couldn't open because the stay-at-home order. So the first day that he can open up, I go there at 7 o'clock. You think they would stay open longer, after all this time, and he was closed.
All right, so here's what I want you to do. If you got a haircut or you have an appointment in the next week to get a haircut, give us a thumbs up. Throw a thumbs up in the comments if you got a haircut or if you are getting a haircut or if you got an appointment. Now, I will share this with you. My good friend Brian Lauer, who I sold a house to, and most of his family, he gets his haircut every 2 weeks. The pandemic was killing him. So he was like, I'm going to get my haircut right now. He's telling me that today. So if you're getting your haircut,
I can identify with it. I used to get mine cut every 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks if it was not
2 weeks now. We're talking 2 weeks, baby. He likes it tight. He likes it tight.
Step.
So give us thumbs up in the comments if you got an appointment to get a haircut or if you are already got your haircut. I mean, I was doing it illegally, so that's just how I roll, So that's the first thing.
I abide by the laws.
Yes, you do. So, guys, the market's great. It really is. On the real estate side, again, it's a hot seller's market. Buyers, you got to be ready to move around pretty quick, yeah?
Yep.
Would you agree?
I would absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's the first question you want to ask is how many offers they got in this house because you want to see where people are at.
Yep. All right, so let's move on. So the question of the day, we always have a question of the day.
Yeah.
The question of the day, since we're getting close to summer, the longest day of the year, first day of summer is coming up. I think it's this weekend, the 21st or 22nd.
You're talking about summer solstice? Is that what you're talking about?
Summer solstice.
Yeah, no, first day of summer is when school is out. That's when the first day of summer is. Not the summer. Really? The summer solstice? Are you going to dance around in the moonlight or something like that? Come on. So first day of summer vacation for kids, even though COVID was pretty much a vacation, was Monday. All right, so we know you love to go up north and lakes this and every which way. So tell us where your favorite vacation spot is. Do you like going up to Lake Charlevoix? Do you go out to Irish Hills? Where do you go? Don, where do you go?
All right, my parents have a place out in Lake in Irish Hills. We go up north. We've been up to Traverse City. We've been everywhere in the state of Michigan. Upper Peninsula is a big favorite of ours, but I've been everywhere in the state of Michigan practically. Yeah.
So before I was doing the research for my topic, I was going to talk about the best lakes in Michigan, but there's so many.
There's so many.
I mean, I just kept looking through a list of going, gee, let's talk big lakes. Let's go Lake Michigan, Lake Huron, Lake Superior. There's 3, right? Now you're talking most beautiful lakes in the whole world. Lake Charlevoix, big, beautiful lake. Torch Lake. Okay, National Geographic says the top 3 lake in the whole country, right? And then you got all these other little lakes. You got Clark Lake, you got Wampers Lake. I mean, lakes. We should call ourselves not just the Great Lakes, but a whole lot of lakes. That's what our nation model should be.
Great Lakes kind of.
Yeah, Great Lakes. You're right. It does work. You're right. We'll keep it like that. You're right.
Great.
So, the big topic for you today is what?
The pros and cons of being in a homeowners association, whether you're in a condo or which would be an attached condo or a detached condo, which you sometimes have those, but those are less frequent in our neck of the woods, so to speak. So, all right, so I've got 3 cons and 3 pros of the homeowners association. What it's good for, what it's maybe not so good.
So where are you starting with? Pros or cons?
Oh, cons.
Okay, so tell us some cons about.
So number 1 con is you have to pay an HOA fee, of course.
Yeah.
And you have to include that into your budget when you're looking to purchase a condo. So when you're getting a house, you don't have to worry about something like that. But when you do have an HOA, you're going to get some benefits out of that, and we'll get to that next.
So I'm going to tell you this: I have a client that's in Ypsilanti, right outside Ann Arbor. Their HOA is like $700.
Yeah, there's something.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, and there's got to be something really special about that they do that you can't get anywhere else, because that's extremely high.
So I want to give a quick shout out. The entire Wilkowitz family is watching today at Abby and Brian Lauer's house. We love you guys. So glad we got you clothes this week. Love ya. Keep going.
All right, number 2, you lose some of your freedom, which means that you have to follow the rules of the association. You can't just decide to put up a brown fence when there are all white fences in the neighborhood. You have to follow those rules.
You got to follow rules in your own house?
Follow rules in your own house, yes.
I'm not getting a condo. What else?
Do you think they'd want you?
Yes, they do, buddy. I bring life to the party, please.
No question about that. You bring life to the party, but not following the rules is not one of the things you want to do there. They'll follow up on you.
Sometimes that's my forte, Don, not following the rules. Sometimes.
And the number 3 con is that you can be hampered by the homeowners association financial rules. For example, if they have to put in a bunch of new roads or new roofs on all the buildings, they may increase the fees.
So, Don, are you talking about communism? Is that what you're talking about?
No, not at all.
Like spreading out the cost to everybody?
Spreading out the cost to everybody, yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. That's what it sounded like to me.
Or socialism, maybe. I don't know.
No, guys, we're not political.
We don't talk politics. That's right.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just let that slip out. I apologize.
You did. And sometimes the association gets ensnared in a lawsuit, which is extremely rare, but it can happen. Okay, so the pros are your neighbors will look good. You will be in a neighborhood that's pretty consistently looking the same.
Right.
You know, they talk about cookie cutter complexes and areas. A condo complex will definitely be just like that. Everything's going to be the same. Colors, they all have to be very similar, or maybe you have a few colors that you can use of vinyl siding and things like that. So the consistency there is it's a good thing. Some people like that.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about their crazy neighbor with some color that they really don't like. You know?
Sure. Okay.
So number 2 is when you're in an association, you get to know your neighbors.
Yeah, I think, Don, to be honest with you, I think that's a thing that we don't do very well. Like, I have great neighbors that live on both sides of me, but there's some neighbors in my neighborhood I have no idea who they are.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing with the association, how you can get to know the neighbors better is being on the association board.
Yeah.
You get to know a lot of people, and there's usually a lot of associations have parties and certain picnics and stuff for the whole complex, and that's a good way to get to know your neighbors.
So have you ever been part of an association?
No, I haven't.
No, me neither. Our good buddy Fadi Galozzi, he's the head of his association.
He's the president of it.
Yeah, so he always talks about how interesting the phone calls about that gets. So that definitely would not be my favorite job. I want to give a quick shout out to Alicia and to Hope Lamrose, and Lisa Boyce, our boss, is watching now, so we'll watch our language. Lisa, how are you? We promise we're being PG.
And the number 3 pro is you have a built-in mediator, which means that if your neighbor's not doing something or they're being not so neighborly in the area, like, for example, tree branches are dropping into your yard and you've asked them to cut the tree, you can take it to the association board and they'll probably help you out a little bit. And that's one of the things that our buddy Fadi has to deal with sometimes, is that some of the homeowners aren't keeping up their properties, and the homeowners association does come down on them some.
So would you make it? Kind of compare it to your family, because you're all in the same place together, kind of, and then sometimes this brother and sister don't get along.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But there's a lot of really good benefits besides that, and
So Don, let me ask you: do you think the pros outweigh the cons when we're talking about?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So why don't you live in a condo again?
My wife likes to garden.
Okay, I just give it.
She likes to garden. She's
I was just
a really
giving them some
good
crap.
gardener.
Sorry. It definitely, those things definitely have their pros and cons. That's a good thing. So
I will tell you, I do know my neighbors across the street, right next to me, and right around me. I've talked to all of them and have somewhat of a relationship. Sometimes it's a acquaintance type of relationship, but I talk to my neighbors. So
very cool, very cool. So guys, the question of the day is the same all the way throughout the show. Is where's your favorite place to vacation? At some point during preparing for today's show, I did a lot of research with lakes and that. And everybody's got a lake. Like there's some people like Clark Lake. Annette Rizicki, my good friend, likes that one. I got people on Wampers Lake and Irish Hills and up north. And Ed Newman loves
Traverse City.
Traverse City, right? So where do you like to vacation in Michigan? Where do you like to vacation? Throw it in the comments for us. Where do you like to vacation at? What do you think? Tell us any place in Michigan you like to vacation. Any secret spot we won't tell everybody else so that nobody else, they won't swarm to it, that kind of stuff.
We're only going to keep it for ourselves.
That's right. We're only keeping it to ourselves. So Don, we had a fun city spotlight today, yeah?
We do.
Yeah. So tell us about the city spotlight.
And it's in Detroit, like I had mentioned at the very beginning. And I think a lot of people will know this area. It's called Corktown, which is right near Old Tiger Stadium.
Yep.
Trumbull in that area right there. And it's an upcoming very hot market in that area.
So
it has been for a little while.
Would you say it's because of
really good restaurants in that area? Bucharest Grill, Slow's Barbecue.
Slows, baby. Slows is the stuff.
Yeah, so there's a lot.
Bobcat Bonnie's is in there, right?
Bobcat Bonnie's is in there.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. There's a few others in there that not right in that immediate area, and there's some old housing stock there that has character.
So guys, the city spotlight, we always choose a city or an area, and we give you the actives, which are homes that are on the market. Excuse me. We give you pendings, homes that are under contract, and then finally we get you solds, homes that are sold in the past. We're going to tell you the average sale price, and we're going to give you the average square footage that you get for that sale price. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So currently on the market, active, there are 3 homes, single-family homes, and 4 condominiums.
Wow, really?
That's all.
Only 7, huh?
Only 7 properties total.
I mean, Corktown's kind of a tight little area. It's not huge.
It's not.
But it's 7. Okay, so how about pendings?
Pending, 1 home is pending, and 17 condos are pending.
So there's only 7 on the market total. There's 18 pending. So that's a high fire market, right?
Yes. Yeah, if you look at that ratio there. But the thing is, with that area, there's a lot of new condos, not a building being done, and a lot of condos being put up, and there's some amazing numbers that are there, and people are buying them.
Right. So okay.
Moving in
So
there,
tell me about
yeah.
solds.
Solds are, I can't see that.
Just say it. Like, I mean, so here's what I got. So there's 16 solds, right?
Okay.
16, right?
Yeah, 2 homes and 14 condos.
I got you. Okay. The average sale price is $470,000. That gets you about 1,600 square feet.
Yeah. $470,000.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Oh man. So folks, you better save your pennies if you're going to buy out there. That's definitely a big deal.
But a lot of people want to be in the city now, and it's so close to things, especially there. You can go to the DIA, you can go to the baseball game, well, whenever that stuff starts up.
Yeah. Whenever it starts back
football,
up, right?
Hockey.
Well, so Don, let me ask you this, and we're going to talk about another part of Corktown in a second, but people are either very much want a bunch of acreage, or I want to be in the city, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for people that want in the city, that's a hefty price. Now, we looked at one specific condo development that had the most of those actives and those pendings. It's called what? Towns on the Corner?
Towns on the corner, yeah.
Towns on the Corner. So Towns on the Corner is on Trumbull, right? And I think we had 14 or 15 of those pendings were that development. Now, guys, listen to this for a minute. The average sale price for Towns on the Corner condos, $528,000, gets you 1,588 square feet. And those condos are all the same, 1,588 square feet. That's about $332 a square. That's an intense number. That's a very intense number. Yeah. So Corktown is happening. There's not a ton available, but man, it is the high price points. Yeah.
Yeah.
High price points. Yeah. So before we bring our guest on for the day, we want to ask the question again. What's your favorite place to vacation in Michigan? Buddy of mine like South Haven, and what cities, what lakes, what's your favorite place to vacation in Michigan? Throw that in the comments for us. Your favorite place to to vacation in Michigan. That's what we're looking for. All right. So, do you want to bring the special guest in?
Special guest.
Do we have a special
We have a
guest?
special guest from.
Where's she from?
She's from our office.
From our office.
Hi guys.
Oh my God!
Garlanda.
Garlanda's in the house,
What's up,
ladies and
G?
gentlemen. You see how we smile when we saw her? We love Garlanda. Garlanda, say hi to the folks at home.
Hi guys.
All right, so Garlanda is like our behind the scenes, because people have been asking us about behind the scenes stuff. How do we do this show and everything's okay and we're not going crazy, right? There's a real easy reason. Garlanda's in the house and the other ladies that work behind the scenes and gentlemen. So Garlanda's going to give us a backdoor view of what's going on in our office and real estate, how that works. So Don, throw a question at her.
She does a lot of work for us.
Yep.
A lot of the things that we do. And we're going to talk about what, the things that make us more efficient and better at what we do.
Yep.
Number one is, how do you make us look good?
Just by sitting next to you guys.
Wow. Yeah, she does make us look good
Hey,
that
wait
way.
a second.
Because we're looking pretty rough. Was that in the comments? Was that written down somewhere? All right. Let's try it one more time. Ask her again.
All right, so describe to us what you do for us.
Okay, so I take all of your files and I start and finish them. So from listing to closing, I take care of everything. We order your signs, we schedule your showings, we get in touch with agents who want to show your properties, we schedule them to close, talk to title work, talk to lenders, make sure everything's good to go, and then we close it out.
Okay.
So I want
you keep us on track
We sure
from
do.
the beginning when we list the property, when we sell a property to closing.
So how do you affect a client, I guess is my next question.
How do I affect the client?
Yeah, what you do for us, how does
How
that
does
make
that
it?
affect
Yeah.
Well, what I do for you guys is I take on all the paperwork, so you have more time to work one-on-one with your clients. You have that extra time.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely, you do a good job on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What do you got, Don? Anything else?
So when do you get involved in the process?
The very beginning.
At the very beginning. Okay.
Okay.
And you follow it all the way till the end.
All the way to the end.
Okay.
All the way till we close
So-
it out.
Okay.
How do you make us more efficient? How do you make that work? What do you do?
Well, we take on majority of the paperwork and we try to handle everything aside from your client, so that's what you can focus on. So that's
Okay.
how we make you more efficient.
Okay. So I want to ask this question. It's a crazy one, all right? But so you got to bear with us. This is a PG show, all right? So my question to you is this: what's the craziest thing a person has asked you on the phone involving real estate? Tell us that story.
Okay. So when I was a client coordinator answering all the phones, we had this one person call in regarding a property. So transferred them to the agent. They called back. Apparently the agent didn't answer, and they told me they were going to drive to the property and take a poop on their lawn.
A poop? Is that what they called it?
Poo-poo.
Poo-poo on the lawn. So if you
So
don't
they
get
were
what you want in
dirty.
real estate, you get a poo-poo on the lawn. If you don't like what people say, you get it in real estate. Now,
Some of the things that we deal with. So.
we're all
We
right.
actually recorded it.
Really?
One of the other ladies that I work with, she recorded it on her phone.
Does she still have it?
She sure does.
Future show, we're going to play that clip for you. We're going to let you hear about poo-pooing on the lawn.
That's
Greg
an
Danziger, sir, how are you? Good to see you.
That's an outtake.
Absolutely, that's an outtake.
By more ways than
Yeah.
one.
So it was great.
Or take out.
Oh my goodness.
Folks, I wanted to make one more quick
Well, we have
statement.
one more question.
Oh, go ahead.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
So, are there stressful times in your job in what you do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But for me, I love my job. So that takes away the stress.
Okay.
I love doing and helping agents. So that takes away part of the stress and, tiring times of the job.
Yeah. Do agents give you stress or?
Don does.
Yes, he does. See, you heard it first here. Don Lawrence gives people stress. You heard it here. So I will tell you this, that any time that I speak to Garland on the phone, it's always, hey, can you do this? How about this? How about that? And she just goes, yeah, no problem. No problem. That's a great thing. When you have somebody else on the other side willing to help you out with things, that's definitely a great thing.
Never hear a no from her.
Right. And I will make one more point. I do have my own assistant on my team, and Garland is always willing to help her walk through things like that. And I saw in the comments somewhere, why don't we see your assistant? My assistant is an older lady, my mother, okay? And the coronavirus stuff makes us a little afraid right now. So you won't see her until coronavirus is gone bye-bye. So, yeah. But you're always very patient. We appreciate that.
Oh, no problem.
It's always... Yeah. All right, Don. So what else we got?
So next up is fan of the show.
Fan of the show. Is that what you're saying?
You got a
Fan of the show? Of course I got a fan of the show. Okay? Do you want to know who it is?
Yeah.
Give me a better drum roll than that. You gotta do better. You gotta do better. Come on, get in there. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Drum roll. Come on. Okay, fan of the show this week is a gentleman who lived next door to my mom growing up. He bought his own home. He works for a foundation company. His name is Billy Ferguson. Billy Ferguson, you are a fan of the show, sir. Thank you for always being a viewer and sharing our stuff. We love it. So give him a Billy. Throw in the comments. Give me some crazy Billies going on. Billy. Come on. I want to see Billy everywhere. That's what I want to see. I'll keep yelling until I see it in the comments. Billy.
Come on, please, somebody.
Billy Jean.
Somebody,
Billy. I'll sing all day, Dad. I will sing all day.
I know, please, somebody just type it in here.
All right, so that's good stuff. Now,
look at all the people that are doing it.
yeah, absolutely. Billy Ferguson, you are the man. Thank you for cutting my mom's grass sometimes, too. I appreciate that as well.
All right, so up next we have topic number 2.
So topic number 2 is, and I know you guys know this, and I've got a good story from the road too about for this particular gentleman. Is I've been going up to the Oscoda, Harrison, Huron, Lake Huron kind of area for a client to help him buy a lake property. Okay, so in that process and in previous processes, I've started to really pick up the things you need to know when buying lake property, because there's really specifics, yeah? There's definitely some specific things. Yeah. So I got 7 of them. I'm going to go through them now with you, and, just keep your ear open. Here we go. Number 1, what do you want to do on the lake? Okay? Don, we call it all sports lake, right? A lot of times. What does that mean?
It means you can boat on it, you can jet ski on it, you can ski on it, tube on it.
Right.
You can go fast on it.
Right. So you want an all-sport lake for some people. Like if people want a quiet, strolling in their kayak, that's not the same. So things you want to do on the lake. Do you want a jet ski? Do you want a boat? Do you want a kayak? Do you want to fish? The 2 lakes that we were looking at, one is Cedar Lake, which isn't very deep. Okay. The other one is Lake Van Etten, which is deeper. So one's going to be good for fishing, one's not. Right. And the one guy told me Cedar Lake's a nice long stretch. So that's real good for jet skiing and water skiing. So that's the first thing. What do you want to do in the lake? You got to make that decision. Okay. Number 2, how close do you want to be to your neighbors? Right? How close? I saw properties that were tucked away by woods and stuff, which is good. Okay. And then I saw properties that were wide open party property, like I'm here and you're right next to me. So we're putting the grill out next and we're having a party together.
Yeah, no, there's a lot.
You know what I mean? So that's what we're doing there.
Yeah.
I gotta clear that real quick. All right. Number 3. How far? This is a big one, okay? I'll just use a couple of examples. Yep, my aunt and uncle had a property on Irish Hills. If you took Michigan Avenue 94, it took you an hour and 15 minutes. That's close lake.
Yes.
Right? That's close lake property. My buddy Jimmy lives up in Torch Lake. That's 4 hours. If they're like Lake Charlevoix's beautiful, but that's 4 hours.
It's a long
right?
way, yes.
If you're going like Van Etten or Cedar, like we're talking about, or Huron up there, it's 3 hours. Right? So it depends on how far away you want to drive. Like if you're going to only go there a couple times a year, it doesn't matter. If you're going to go there like every weekend in the summer, every other weekend, it depends on the drive time. So that's number 3. All right. 4, city water or sewer septic. Okay. Where we're at is they're going to put in city water in the next week or 2, is what I understand. So a lot of people can't stand that well water. You like well water?
No.
How about you?
No.
Yeah, no. Anytime I had family that lived over like in Algonac and that didn't have that well water, like, can you bring us city water in gallon jugs? You know what I mean? So, and sewer sanitary stuff is way better, in my estimation. So if your lake has, septic and well, I mean, can you deal with that, right? So that's another one. Number 5, and this is a big one for them, nightlife. Now I know they're up north town, so they're not huge, but a couple requirements. Does it have like a downtown area, right? Does it have a good bar? Like an Irish pub is, I think, in Oscoda, the Irish pub, right? Does it have a restaurant, right? Does it have those type of things? How close do you be? In our decision making, one of the deciding factors was one lake property was 20 minutes from town and one was 5 minutes from town. So that's a big difference, right?
Which one did they go for?
They went the one close to town.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they wanted to be around nightlife and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Can they walk to it?
No, I mean, especially after a couple drinks, probably not. They'd probably be stumbling all over the place and it'd be a little too long of a walk. So probably not. It'd probably be a car ride.
Yeah.
Right? But then you're talking about number 6, homeowners association, like you were talking about, for lakes. Like, do they have to dredge the lake every once in a while? Did they put chemicals in it? How much does that cost you? Right? So that's an extra little fee you don't think about.
Right.
And then finally, number 7, this is my buddy out in South Haven does this, where it's like a resort, or a lake vacation home rental property. They stay in it 5 or 6 times a year, and the other times a year they rent it. How much can you rent it for? In places like South Haven, you can get a couple grand, right? Up north, maybe $1,500. Right. Depends. So biggest things in that whole group is, what do you want to do in the lake? Okay, how far away is it? And then what kind of nightlife you got? Those 3 things are your biggest ones.
Yeah.
But we went through those over and over, and it was ad nauseum till we decided to figure out what was what.
One of the lakes that you didn't mention is no wake lakes, where there's no motors on it. You have to paddle, and
those lakes suck. I'm sorry.
Wow,
I would never want to be in a no wake lake ever in my life.
Yeah, but there's some people that want quiet, and because the boats, my parents have a place on the lake, and it can be very loud.
Do they have a wake? Is it no wake?
No, it's all sports lake.
So your parents' party? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like we saw one like that down. We called it Old Person's Lake. We saw one like that.
Old person's lake.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw it was Old Person's Lake. So
Old Person's Lake.
that's what we called it.
Oh,
yeah,
is that
yeah,
what they call it? I thought they called it No Wake Lake, but okay, Old Person's Lake.
Old Person's Lake. So that's what I got for things to think about when buying a lake property.
Okay.
Those are the big things for that.
Good job. All right.
So, stories from the road.
Stories from the road.
Do you have a story from the road?
No.
She shared.
I know
I
she
already
shared her
shared
story
mine.
from the road already. So I got a good one.
Poo-poo.
It's poo poo, really? Someone's gonna poo poo on your listing. That's bad.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so story from the road. It feels like a certain client. I have lots of stories from the road from the same client. So my buddy who was looking up north, he was looking up north, and they were really close, like neck and neck. We went through this list of things over and over and over again, right? So he calls me. He goes, "Yeah, I figured it out." I go, "Okay, what'd you do?" He says, I went in the garage and was like pacing. I was all worried and pacing and crazy. And then he goes, "You know what I did? I went in the house. My wife was taking a shower. He goes, I went in the bathroom. Put your arm out the shower." And she goes, "What?" He goes, "We're going to do paper, rock, scissors. You're Lake Van Etten, and I'm Cedar Lake." So they did best out of 3. Don't you want to know who won? His wife won. Lake Van Etten won.
They always win.
That's right. But think about that for a minute. It being so close and it's stressing him out so bad.
Yeah.
He's like, I got to find an out for this thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he definitely has to find out.
I like that. That's a good way to handle it.
Yeah.
There's
So
nothing wrong with that.
if you got to make a decision on property, paper, rock, scissors, guys. Paper, rock, scissors. That's
Good
what
way
we'll
to
do.
handle it.
Before we go, one more time, I want you to post what your favorite vacation spot in Michigan is. So what's your favorite spot in Michigan? That's what we got there. Don, any extras? Want to give us the rundown of what we covered today?
All right, so we, of course, went over the market update,
Yep.
the pros and cons of a homeowners association, the city spotlight, Corktown and Detroit. We, of course, had a special guest. Ta-da!
There she is.
G lady.
The G,
That's
the big
the
G. I call her the
G.
big G. That's what I call
What?
her.
Yeah?
Big G, or I have a shirt with Garlanda on it because that was Mobaze's name for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Very nice.
G-Landa.
G-Landa.
Fan of our show, Brian.
Billy Ferguson.
Billy.
Oh, Billy Ferguson, I'm
Ferguson.
sorry.
Give Billy Ferguson one more shout out.
Billy.
Billy. One more shout out, Billy Ferguson. Absolutely.
And then topic number, then what do you want to do on the lake?
Oh, how to buy a lake property?
How to buy a lake property.
How to buy a lake property. Pretty
What
easy
things
stuff.
to think about when you want to buy a lake.
Yeah, absolutely.
property. And then stories from the road.
Story from the
rock,
road.
paper, scissors.
All right, let's see.
I know, he says paper, rock, scissors.
All right, let's go rock, paper, scissors for-
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors for who gets to take Garlanda home. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3. Aha! That's right. I get to take Garlanda home today. That's part of her job, I guess. All right, so, Don, you ready to close this out?
Ready.
All right. I'm Scott,
I'm Don.
And I'm Garlanda.
and we're
We're
talking
talking
real
real
estate.
estate.
See ya.